everybody, this is Jazz Marie. I'm so excited to be here for my very first video. I tried to decide what do I want to play as my premiere video, and since I love survival, building, crafting type games, and of course I like to be the boss, then we decided to do Banished. So without further ado, let's play Banished. This is one of those games you have to have an eminent amount of patience and time management. So we're going to start with valleys, a small terrain, fair climate, and disasters are off. So it automatically just picks a map seed for you. So we're just going to get started and see what happens here. Now you can either start with sheep, chickens, or cows. I prefer sheep, but because we can make different types of coats and whatnot, but we're going to start with chickens. Okay, this is a little bit of complex game. You just zoom in and out with your mouse, and there is a little mini tutorial when you first start, but I'm just going to go over that for you. So down in your right corner here, there is your different options, and the first one I'm going to do is bring up my little town screen. It gives you how many people, what you have in stock, and in your storage barn and whatnot. So, and I'm also going to bring up, no, not that, I don't want logs. Which one was it? This is your profession screen. This is where you can add people to different professions. So we're going to start giving us 2 builders because we need them to be able to build the towns and the different buildings we need. And the first thing we need in any survival game, obviously, is food. We have enough houses for shelter, so we're going to go down here to the little apple, and it'll give us a fishing dock. So let's click on that, and thankfully our fishing dock is already facing the right direction. If you want to change it around, just hit the R key. But the fishing dock needs to be on water, so we're going to put that in there. And we have 2 builders, so they're going to come over here and start building. Just right click to remove that. Okay, so this is going a little slow for us, so you can speed it up all the way up to 10 times. I'm just going to go 5 times for right now so we can get this fishing hut built and start bringing in some food for our peoples. Yeah, we've been banished. We don't know why. We're probably all criminals here, but we're going to work with it. So to move your camera around, you're going to hit E and Q. So let's hit E, and we're going to need some resources to continue building. So let's go over here to our little destruction mode, and if you click remove resources, you can remove all of them: trees, stones, and iron. So we're going to go ahead and get us some trees. Actually, let's go ahead and just remove all of it. And if we click here and drag, bam, all our little laborers. Oh Lord, we need some fishermen. So go over here to fishermen, and let's go ahead and make 4 fishermen so they'll start collecting fish for food. And wow, that's loud, isn't it? Cutting down these trees. Hang on, let's go to our options. Let's lower that volume a little bit. Ooh, Lord. Apply. Okay, okay, so we're back. It's still a little loud. Let me change this. That music is, whoa. Okay, we're back. So we're running around doing our thing. It's still loud, but we're going to worry about it. Okay, wow. Is that bothering y'all? Let's see. Let's just go down to volume down, down, down. How's that? Okay, that's a little better. So the second thing we need is firewood so our people don't freeze. So if we go down into our resource production and you click on the axe, you'll get a woodcutter. So let's put it right here by our little, what's that thing called? A little thing. So we can have a woodcutter, and we're going to need a woodcutter. Stockpile, that's what it is, stockpile. So we get a woodcutter, and he will take wood from the stockpile and make firewood for our little peoples. Okay, so we're going to need a bigger stockpile. So if you go into storage and markets, click on stockpile, and you can click and drag. If it turns red like that, it's not going to work. So let's make a bigger stockpile. And that way they don't start leaving wood and whatnot right here. Okay, so we got our little woodcutter going, and he's going to make firewood. And this little guy, what's going on? What do you need, little guy? Oh, he's our woodcutter. Okay, next thing we're going to need is a hunter. So let's go down into our food and select. That little deer will give you a hunting cabin. So we want to put our hunting cabin near the water, but away from our people, so we don't scare the deer away, obviously. So I'm going to click R and have it facing towards the river. And I'm going to click it. Oh, we cannot place it there. Why not? Oh, because it's a mountain. Okay, we'll place it right here. Right click to get out of it. Now, if you want your people to move faster, which is very important, we need to build some roads. If you go into roads and bridges, and let's just start with a dirt road because it's free, okay? But don't put too many roads or they're going to stop building, because obviously they don't want to go out there in the woods, travel all that way to build a hunting cabin when they can just build roads right here in town. So we'll click once, click again to end. Click once, let's build our road all the way here. And then let's go out to our hunting cabin. It's red because we're on the, oh Lord, I made 2 hunting cabins. Okay, so good, I can show you how to do this. We're going to click remove. No? Okay, let's go into our buildings. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Ah, remove. We're going to remove this one, since we just built that one. How did that happen? It said you can't, I guess I clicked it already. Okay, so we're going to click on roads and we're going to connect this hunting cabin to town so they can get there faster. Well, I'll tell you what, we'll do it as soon as we get rid of that other cabin that they're supposed to be destroying, and they're not. Let's see. Destroy. Destroy. Why? Why is it destroying? Oh, we gotta click building. Okay, destroy building. There we go. Okay, so we have destroyed. So you have to click the building to destroy structure, and you have to click removal to destroy. Like if you decided you wanted to get rid of all this iron and stuff. So we need a hunter. So let's go up here and click 3 hunters. We have 5 people left to do duties. So let's get those hunters. And another thing we need is, let's go look at our barn. I mean, there's a lot going on. You have to get things up right away so your people don't die. Let's see. We have 35 tools and 15 coats, and we have 15 people. So we're good right now. And see, look, they're bringing in the fish. Okay, so let's build our road from a hunting cabin, which we'd already started. Click to town. There. So we can get to our hunting cabin faster. Now, another thing we're going to need is a gatherer. And a gatherer will gather fruits and vegetables and herbs and all that kind of stuff. So let's click gather. And we're going to put that right next to our hunting cabin. Like that. See? And then we'll gather all the herbs. So, now that we've got these extra people, wait, let's get a pasture for our chickens, right? Yeah, we need some chickens. Okay, so let's do it right over here where it's kind of close by. And we're going to build a road there, so let's see. So you're going to click and drag, and you need to make a pretty good size pasture, not too huge, but at least, 8 by 12. Let's do that. And then we'll come in after we build this gatherer's hut, and our builders will build our pasture, and our laborers here will remove the resources from where we need to build. Okay, so we have 5 laborers now, and I'll tell you what, let's give us a couple more builders here so that we can continue to build. Okay, so we have plenty of resources. Our guy's making firewood. Let's see how much. Click on here, I'll show you. We have 200 firewood. Yay! Now this little symbol here means that we have reached our limit of resources to make. So since we don't have many people, 200 is good. That means he's only going to keep 200 in a stockpile. And as we get more people, obviously we're going to need more wood, so we will get to that in a later episode. So our pasture is getting built, and now come on y'all, hurry up, build this pasture. Okay, so once we so we have built our pasture, and it's going to say select the animal that we need to keep in this pasture, and all we have are chickens, obviously. So we click chickens, and look at the little chickens. Bark, bark. They're running to the pasture, but obviously there's question marks. We need a herdsman. So let's go over here. We have 3 people available. See, 3. And let's click herdsman. And now your herdsman will go over here, and they'll start collecting eggs. And if you click on your pasture, you'll see it contains only 16 chickens. And normally you probably want a bigger pasture to have about 24 chickens, but that's okay. We can make a bigger pasture later. So that means if you get past 16 chickens, and anything over 16, you will get slaughtered and get some chicken. Yeah, we like chickens. Chickens are good. Okay, our gatherer's hut's done. So let's take our builders and make only 2 builders, and let's get 4 gatherers. Yay! So we have 4 gatherers, and they will gather food, and they will bring it here to our barn. So we're getting venison and leather from our hunter, fish from our fisherman. Okay, and now if you see, these tools and these coats are not going to last. So in order to keep building things, we need to make sure we keep tools. But since we're getting low on people, let's build a house. If you go to homes, you click your little wooden house here, and we're going to click our button to switch it around. Let's put it as close as we can right next to this house. Bam. And so as long as we have the resources, the builders will bring it here, and they will build a house. See? He's bringing some logs, and then some more logs, and they'll bring some stone here, 5 stone, and then they will build this house. Let's speed it up just a little so I can show you here. And once the house is built, bam, we have 2 people. Okay, now houses will contain 2 adults, and then they'll have kids. So if you want to expand your population, you need to give them a house to be able to, have kids. So, in their inventory, they'll bring all the items they need to their house. Okay, so that brings, we have 3 kids here. And when they eat, I think it's 10 or 11, I can't remember, is when they become a laborer or whatever you choose them to be. So we're getting kind of full. Once you get houses that have more than 2 people that actually have a job, you need to start building more houses. Okay, so we're going to need now, and again, this is just, I'm sorry I'm running through it so quickly, but this is just to get you up and running. So let's build, as you see, we're going to need coats. As we get more people, they're going to take these coats. Let's start with that. Let's go to our let's go to our resources. If you go to resources, you find a tailor. So let's build that tailor right here, because your tailor is going to go to the barn to get the leather to make items. So we'll have our 2 builders. Oh look, we already have one more laborer, because these kids are growing up, so we need to get going here. Alright, so now that they're building a tailor, let's get, obviously we need a blacksmith in order to make tools. So let's put the blacksmith back over here next to our stockpile, because he's going to need iron and wood to make tools, and later steel, but that's way further on, so we're going to right click to get out of that. So we're going to need 2 people, 1 for our tailor, and we're going to need 1 for our blacksmith to get going. What does that mean? Oh, our reserve of logs are low, so we need some logs. So let's go cut down some logs. So if you go into our removal and destruction tool, and let's just click harvest trees, and let's not do too much, but let's just do it right over here, and they'll go, laborers will go over there and start cutting down trees for us. What is that? Stone. Okay, well, we need stone. So let's go over here, collect a little bit of stone as well. And I'll highlight the stone for the laborers to collect. If you want them to quit cutting down trees, hit cancel removal. And then you just kind of go over here and cancel removal. Now, we're going to eventually need a forester, because once you cut down trees, obviously you don't have trees anymore. So, oh, look, our tailor's done. So let's take our one laborer and make him a tailor. And you can either make, you can choose a product you want. You can make a leather coat, a wool coat, or a warm coat. But we don't have wool, so we're going to stick with leather. And obviously, look, he'll bring the leather, and then he'll start making coats, and we'll take them back to our storage unit. Now, we're eventually going to want farming fields, and you want flat ground for that. And this probably isn't the best map in the world, but we could probably do it. Over here is a lot of flat ground. So we're going to plan for that in our next episode to make some crops. So in the meantime, we'll get our blacksmith and our tailor up and running. And if you look, we've got lots of venison, plenty of food coming in, so that's great. Lots of fish. We're already getting eggs, and this is a good start. We get roots, onion, mushrooms, and this is a good start for our village to have food and whatnot. So let's look at our houses. Woo, look at all these people living in this house. Yeah, we're going to need some more houses. So first of all, I think I want to build some roads. So let's take a road here, to here, 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 here. And we're going to build houses along the roads here so that we can, travel faster. So let's go to our houses. Let's build them inside here. Kind of just close in this space and get a couple of houses here. And you say, do you need a well? No, we don't need a well yet. Because we're not gonna, we have our disasters off, just so I can kind of show you what's going on here. And health of citizens is kind of low. Why is that? That's not cool. Okay, so let's get our blacksmith built. How are we doing on tools? 26 tools, we're good. 28, okay, so we're doing good here. So this means that we are out of resources. We don't have the materials available to perform. That means our hunters aren't bringing in any more hides yet, but we've got plenty of coats, so we're not going to worry too much about it. So let's take our next laborer and make him a blacksmith. And your blacksmith, you can make iron tools with log and iron, or you can make log, iron, and coal to make steel tools. We don't have coal right now, so we're going to stick with the iron. And so let's go ahead and get our forester up, because we're going to need trees. So let's see, go under resource production, you click your forester. We're going to put him, let's put him kind of close, since we're not going to build any farms or anything this way. Let's just, let's turn him to face the river. Click him and build a road with a forester's lodge here, so he'll travel faster. Alright, and let's also build, if you go to food production, you'll see you've got a, no, we don't want that. Let's go under resource production. You have an herbalist, and an herbalist will bring herbs in to heal your people if they get sick. So let's rotate that, and we'll put our herbalist right up next to our forester, and they will go around, gather herbs. Now, we need to prepare our forester to be able to plant trees, and you can't plant trees, look here, if you've got a lot of iron and stone and all that jazz. So we're going to go in here to our removal and destruction, and we're going to click stone, and you don't want to do too much at a time or it's going to take forever. Okay, so we're going to click a little bit of stone at a time in one area, and let's click this iron right here in this area too and get rid of it. And then our laborers, which we only have one, but they will go out. Even the other people in your village will go out and help out and get that going. So, oh Lord, look, we're out of trees to make firewood. So that's why we're getting our forester's hut up. So let's go ahead and, let's see, we got everybody going. And I'm going to pause right here for a second so you don't have to sit here and watch things get built and all this stuff get removed. And I'm going to go ahead in the meantime and have them remove some trees right over here, just so we have some trees ready. So we're going to pause and I'll be right back. And we're back, and the reason I brought you back is because if you'll notice, it's winter time, and even though we've got all these trees and this iron out of the way, they stopped building. And the reason they stopped building is because we did not have any stone. So I went over here and had them start collecting this stone, and if you wonder sometimes why your people aren't building your structures, it's because they're missing a certain resource. So that is why we did that. So I'm going to go back here to 10 times, and now they are finally building. And if you see, we're building up our resources here on our stockpile. So our blacksmith has reached his limit of only 50, and that's really all we kind of need right now. So while we have our forester and we have 3 people available. Actually, let's go down here and make 4 people available so we can have 2 people on the forester's hut. And what they will do is chop down, regrow, and bring trees. And there's some options here. You can do just cut or just plant or both. And I usually do just both. And then we're going to need a herbalist. Now, I always only have one herbalist because they bring in 100 herbs and that's it. And there's no use in wasting your people for that. So let's go ahead and build a couple more houses here because we need people in order to labor. And you're probably asking, why don't you have, a school and all that? We will eventually. But if you want to, one thing you can do to really keep your people happy is to build a church right away. But obviously we're going to need a ton of stone. So let's go over here into our removal and collect stone. And there's a ton right here. So let's collect all this stone and let's collect all this iron here. And while they're collecting that, and let's this is where we're going. Let's just go ahead and get this little iron over here and the stone over here, just to get it out of the way. And we want to build a church, and we want to build it. Doesn't matter really where you build it, but let's kind of build it away from our forester's hut. If you click on your forester's hut, it'll highlight a certain area, as well as your hunter. So you really don't want to take up a lot of that space. So why don't we just? You're gonna need a graveyard too. So I'll tell you what. Let's build our church across the river. And you can build a bridge. I'll show you how to build a bridge. If you go into roads and bridges, click on wooden bridge, start here and just click and then just go across. You don't have to hold your mouse down, just drag across, and then when it highlights screen, just click again and your people will come over here and they will build a bridge for you. Okay, so let's get that bridge going, and I will come right back. I'm going to pause and come right back when this bridge is done. And welcome back. So we got our bridge built, and we're really low on logs. So since we're across the river here, let's go ahead and cut down a whole bunch of trees, because obviously we're going to really need it to build our church. So if we go under town services, you will see that's the schoolhouse, hospital, town hall. We'll get to all that later. And what we need is a chapel. So hello, there it is. Hit our R button to rotate it, and let's just put our chapel just right here directly across the river, right when you cross. And we were going to build our little road here to connect it. And bam, got our little road. And let's fix that dirt road there, just because I'm anal like that. And we're going, so they collect trees pretty fast. So let's go to, we're at 10 times. And see what I mean? They like to build the road first because it's easy. But what, I mean, you can't blame them. Building a church, that's a big deal. It'll take a lot. So church requires a lot of stone. So that's why we cut down all that stone and all that iron. And it looks like, what's happening? Our storage, no, it's not full because we have a whole nother stockpile here, dude. Okay, so we are building our church. That's going to take a minute, and we're going to need, once our church is built, oh look, see, we're out of stone. They stopped building. So let's go over here and get this stone right here. That's an easy fix. And there's stone right here too. So let's get that stone, and maybe let's just drag and collect that stone as well. We're also going to need a graveyard because when people die, they want to be in the graveyard so they can visit their loved ones that they lost. Okay, so here's a cemetery, and we want a pretty big cemetery. So let's just build it. let's build it right behind the church. Oh, look, it's winter again. So this one you're going to click and hold. Well, you can't do it right there. Let's go back. Click and hold and make just a really big, nice cemetery. And there it is. And your people will clear it out. And they will build the cemetery there. And then we're building our church is almost done. And as soon as we build our church, we're going to need a cleric. Otherwise, they don't know you have a church. Yeah, I know, it's weird. Okay, so let's check everything out here. We have our resources going. We have our little herbalist. And if you look here in our storage, it's pretty full. We have our herbs from our herbalist. We have chicken now, and we have eggs. And when we come back, I tell you what, when we come back, we'll expand our chickens, and we will look at, let's get our cleric, and we'll look at getting a trader so we can get some more new, fun, exciting things in. So let's get our cemetery built so you can see that. And how many people do we have? We have 25 people. So we have plenty of coats, plenty of tools, and plenty of firewood. Just make sure you never run out of logs, because if you do, your people will freeze. So we're bringing stone. Oh, are we out of stone again? So let's get some more stone here. Let's just get all this stone, because you know we're going to need it. So we'll get that stone, and we will build our cemetery. And I'm just going to pause, and so be right back. Okay, and we're back, and just so you know, your people are not going to carry the resources you need directly to the build site. They're going to carry it to their stockpile first. It's a little frustrating, but it is what it is. So if you see everybody's happy, they're over here, they're hanging out, they're visiting the church, they're checking out the graveyard, and our happiness will definitely go up. So that is going to wrap us up for today. I know it's a lot to take in, and I'm sorry if this was just a little crazy little video and a little jumbled, but I hope you learned a lot, and I hope you enjoy this game. And if you do, hit that like button for me, and if you'd like to see the next episode coming soon, just click subscribe, and we're going to explore a lot of crazy games on my channel. And thank you so much for joining us. Have a great day. Bye-bye.